Hi there, welcome to FANGZZ Mouthguards. My name is Ruan. In this video, we're going to be showing you how to take an impression of your upper teeth using our home impression kit. Before we get started, there are a few key points I'd like to go through. Firstly, if you have braces or any other form of orthodontic appliance, please do not take your impression with this kit. First, give us a call. Unfortunately, we might not be able to make your mouthguard for you at this time. This also applies if you have any unfinished dental work, loose fillings, loose teeth, or dentures. Secondly, we suggest you watch this video and read the instruction manual that came with your kit at least twice. They were both designed to work hand in hand with each other. Thirdly, the more thorough you are at following our instructions, the better your chances are of taking the perfect impression. If you just breeze through this video and skim over the instructions, the chances of taking the perfect impression are very low. Fourthly, if you're a parent taking a child's impression, please give us a call first. We'll give you our recommendation on how to take the impression for your child. Without further ado, let's get started. Alright, finally, let's have a look at what's included in your kit. You'll be getting your impression kit instructions with a step-by-step guide explaining in detail how to take your own impression. Also included is photos showing you how to take your own impression. Once again guys, please go over the instruction manual and this video at least twice. Remember they work hand in hand, we're designed to work with each other. Next up is your care and maintenance instructions or brochure, just showing you how and telling you how to look after your mouthguard. Next is your safety guide, and finally your last two forms is your order form. Pretty self-explanatory, just need to fill that in and return it with your impression. And lastly, regarding forms, is your instructions for your design. So pretty much anything that you couldn't do or explain to us online with your design, you can fill in on this form and explain in detail. Show us exactly or tell us exactly what you want, and yeah, this is the form to fill in for that one. Next up, let's see what's in the box. Alright, so what you're getting in the box is 4 impression kits, impression trays should I say. 1, 2, 3, 4. Small, medium, large, extra large. Also included are 2 sets of putty. So in case you make a mistake with your first impression, you've got a second chance to get it right in your second and improve on the mistakes on the first one, on your second impression. Lastly, you've got a tub of Vaseline, and I'll explain to you a bit later how that and what is that it's used for. Pretty much just makes the impression taking process slightly better. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Step 1 is to find the correct tray that fits your mouth comfortably. We provide you with a small, medium, large and extra large tray. This should fit anyone from a child right through to an adult. So what we're looking for is to get the correct size tray, but it must be the largest tray that can fit in your mouth comfortably with a bit of wiggle room on the sides. So I know that I'm a size large, which is this tray here. So when we're inserting the tray into our mouth, what we're wanting to do is relax the cheeks, relax the lips, and relax everything in the whole face. We don't want to do that because that's no good. So what we want to do is insert it gently. So let me demonstrate for you. So there you saw a bit of wiggle room on the sides, nothing squashing my teeth, nothing squashing my gums, and this is the ideal tray for me. Often people ask us, is the mouthguard going to be the same size as the tray? Because the tray is very big and bulky in the mouth. Definitely not. The tray is designed to encapsulate the teeth, gums, and impression material to get the perfect impression, whereas the mouthguard is designed to encapsulate the teeth and the gums only, to give you that perfect comfy fit. Step 2. get a timer ready. If you're going to be using your cell phone, ensure it's on airplane mode so you don't get any distractions like calls or messages. Set the timer to 5 minutes, counting from 0 up to 5. This is the total time it takes from beginning to start to mix the putty until the time it is to take the impression out of your mouth. Another quick tip is take your putty and put it in the refrigerator or fridge for 20 minutes. This allows you a bit more time for mixing and before the putty starts to harden and starts to set in your mouth. It's best to set up in front of a mirror in your bathroom or in front of a basin because you're going to gain, you're going to draw, it's going to get a bit messy, but it's well worth it. We also suggest somebody accompany you. In saying that, we also suggest nobody helps you, as this often causes confusion, distraction, and ends up in a bad result. So now it's time to match up the correct amount of putty with the size of your tray. So once again, you get 2 sets of putty. Set 1, set 2, 1 green, 1 white, 1 green, 1 white. The second set is a spare set. In case you make a mistake on your first impression, you get a chance to correct that mistake with your second impression. With regards to the 2 tubs of putty, the green can vary and the white will always be white. Okay, so these 2 tubs together is the exact amount needed for the extra large tray. The large tray, a bit needs to be deducted, the medium, a bit needs to be deducted, and the small, a bit needs to be deducted. So, how we measure that? Let us show you. Okay, so what we do is we empty everything out the lid. And everything out of the container. And we close the container and we roll it into a ball. Put it on the lid. Next we do the same with the white. Everything out the lid. Everything out the container. And close the container and roll it into a ball and put it on the lid. Alright, so that is the perfect amount for the extra large tray. So what we do is, just to show you how it works, is we'll take the green and we roll it into a sausage formation like this, slightly thicker than your finger and roughly the same thickness as the tray from the top to the bottom. And we'll place it in a half moon shape in the tray. Like that. Alright? Never let any putty go in the center. You must always have roughly a finger gap in the middle. There must never be putty over there. Alright? So as you see, that's perfectly in line with the tray and perfectly half moon. Alright, let's roll this in a ball again, and we do the same with the white. So roll into a sausage formation, and we make a half moon here. Once again, a gap in the center, roughly the size of your finger, no putty must go there, and you can see the full half of the tray is full with white. So as you see, that's the perfect amount for the extra large tray. Let's again roll this in a little ball. Okay, next up, we're going to take the large tray. So once again, take the green putty, roll into a sausage formation, roughly the same size as your finger, thickness as your finger. Place it in the tray. And a finger gap in the center. Now what you can see is on this tray is an overhang. So all we do is we pinch off the overhang, like so. And you can see, once again, it's all level at the back. Alright, we take the excess, roll it into a ball, and we place it into the container. Okay, now we can take this out. Make sure you get everything out, all the excess out. And once again, roll into a ball and put on the lid. Now we do the same with the white. It must always be the same amount mixed white and green. Never mix more green or more white, always the same. So that's why we measure it, and half and half. So we form a sausage formation again, roughly the thickness of our finger, and we place it in the tray. Once again, a finger gap in the center, and as you can see, the overhang, all we do is pinch it off like that. So we're left with just half. Put it down, roll into a ball, and place it in the container. Okay, once again, you can take it out and ensure all the excess is out of the tray here. Alright, and roll into a ball and place on the container lid, like so. Alright, next up is the pink one, which is the medium. So what we're going to do is, once again, roll into a sausage formation, thickness of your finger, and place it in the tray. Once again, ensure nothing's in the center of the tray there, and the excess we just pinch off like that. And place the excess in the container and close the container. Once again, take it all out, making sure everything's out of the tray, and roll it into a ball and place on the top. Next, we do the same with the white. Roll into a sausage formation, thickness of your finger, and place it like that with a finger space in the center. And you see the excess hanging off there, we just pinch it off. Alright, and place it back in the container. Alright, take the white out, ensure everything's out, and roll it to a ball. Alright, and lastly we're doing the small tray. So once again, roll into sausage formation, ensure your finger gap in the center, and the excess we just pinch off and place back in the container. Take it out the tray, ensure you've got everything out, roll into a ball and place on the top. Lastly, we do the white, sausage formation, place in the tray, finger gap in the center, and pinch off the end, like that. Place the excess in the container, and take it out the tray. Roll in the ball, and now we've got the two together. That's enough for a small tray. Step 3. Now we're going to mix our putties together and start the impression taking process. First of all, I'm going to talk you through the process and explain to you exactly what's required. So first, after we've measured the amount of putty to the correct size of our tray, what we're going to need is our stopwatch. So get your stopwatch ready and put on 5 minutes. Remember, 5 minutes is the total time. Next, we're going to take our putty, right, and we're going to mix them together.
So what we'll do is we'll take the 2 putties and we'll begin mixing. Alright, I'm going to talk you through it first and then we'll do it straight after this. So first we're going to get our stopwatches ready. Remember, set it to 5 minutes. That's the total time from beginning to mixing to the end when you're taking it out your mouth. Alright, so what we do is we take our 2 putties, we're going to start vigorously mixing it in with our thumbs and our fingers, and we'll mix them together. It's got to form a unified color, so we can't have streaks or lines or anything like that. You've got 30 to 35 seconds, so keep an eye on your stopwatch to get that to one uniform color. Once we've got the uniform color, once again, we're going to roll it into a sausage formation, and this time it's going to go in the full arch, not half the arch. So once it's in the full arch, we'll grab the tray, we'll put it in the full arch. What we're going to use is our thumbs, and I'll show you how to do this. Use our thumbs to slightly build up the front. Remember, the front teeth are the tallest teeth. So what we're needing also is where your design goes. So we're wanting full coverage of the front teeth. So once we've got the top built up, we're going to take our finger, make a little notch about 1/2 centimeter from the front of the tray. That's where the center of our teeth, so we'll look in our mirror, and that's where the center of our front teeth will go. So we can situate it when we place it into our mouth. Once we've got the front notch and the center, what we're going to do is gently, remember, keep the face calm, gentle, and don't tense it up. And we're going to place the tray into the mouth. We'll look into our mirror, place the tray into our mouth. Once the tray is centered, we're going to try getting our top lip over the front of the tray. So once we've got it over the front of the tray, what we want to do is get our 2 thumbs underneath as deep as you can, and you want to push it all the way up as hard as you can, as quick as you can, all the way until it touches the bottom of the tray, touches your top teeth, at the bottom of your top teeth. So all the way up. Once your lip is over the front of the tray, what we want you to do is gently push over here to try getting the impression material up as high as we can. We're wanting the full coverage of the front of the mouth. Once that's done, we'll sit with our thumb underneath, only one thumb. You don't have to have both thumbs underneath, and you can just sit there for the remainder of the time that's left on your clock. So once it reaches 5 minutes, well, just rock it slightly. You can use your finger on the side to loosen it slightly and rock it and pull it straight out. So finally we can start the impression taking process. First thing we need to do is get some paper towel and get your Vaseline, which was supplied in your kit. We need to put a bit of Vaseline over the top lip. This just prevents the top lip from sticking to the impression material when we're trying to get it over the front of the tray. Don't have to put much. Just a bit on the top, a bit on the lip itself. Next, we want to get our timer ready. Remember, we set the timer to 5 minutes, so from 0 counting up to 5 minutes. We also need to get our putties ready after we've measured it to the correct size of our tray. As soon as we start mixing the putty, we need to press the start button. So counting up to 5 minutes, we've got to mix it for 30 to 35 seconds. Try not longer than 35 seconds, because then the putty will start hardening, and we don't want it to harden in the mouth before it reaches the mouth. Alright, so as soon as I start mixing, we're going to press the start button. Ready? Let's go. So what we're trying to do is get a uniform color, folding it in itself, squishing it with our thumbs and our fingers, and we need to get it one uniform color. So I'm standing at 15 seconds. And 25 seconds, and I'm pretty much done. Okay, next we're wanting to take it and roll it again into a circle and into a sausage formation like we did before, just slightly longer, because it's going to cover the full arch of the tray. Grab our tray, place it in the tray like that, and now we're going to take our thumb and slightly push the putty towards the front of the tray, because the front teeth are the tallest teeth, so we're trying to get full coverage there. It's also where your design goes, so it will look like that. Next, we're going to take our finger and make a little notch in the center, about 1/2 centimeter from the front of the tray. This is where our front teeth will be situated when we're placing it in the tray in our mouth. and also to center it when we're going to put it in our mouth. Alright, next we're going to line it up, put it in the mouth, and push with our 2 thumbs as hard as we can, as quick as we can, all the way to the top. You can see I'm centering the tray. I get my lip over the front of the tray. I get my thumbs underneath, and as hard as I can, as quick as I can, I push it all the way to the top in one even push. Don't push front and back, do it one even push. Now, while supporting the bottom of the tray with your thumbs, use your fingers to push your lips and your cheeks to force the impression putty up as high as possible to get the maximum coverage. Yum yum. Alright, so you're going to drool, you're going to gag, it's going to be a bit messy, but the end result's going to be well worth it. Okay, so we stopped our timer at 5 minutes and we removed the impression from our mouth. You saw I used my finger on the side here to loosen it up. It just helps it come out a bit easier. And yeah, the impression's going to be tight. The tighter the better impression in actual fact. And yeah, we should end up with an impression pretty much like this. So as you can see, we've got the nice height in the front, by the front lip section and the front teeth. We've got all the gums, all the teeth, the molars, and yeah, pretty much the ideal impression. Alright, that was step 4. You're pretty much done with your impression now, and if you follow our instruction guidelines, you shouldn't have any problem achieving the same result. Next thing we need to do is we need to take our impression and rinse it off with warm water. After that, we can just dab it dry with some paper towel. Before sending the impression back to us, what we're needing you to do is to take your phone or take a camera, and we're needing you to take photos. So first we'll need a photo from the top, for a top view, and then from the rear of the impression. So we're needing a rear view and a top view. So what we're wanting to see is a view from the top and a view from the rear. Once you've taken your photos, you'll need to send them to us to be approved. You can WhatsApp them to 078 120 1401. Alternatively, you can email them to orders@fangzz.co.za. We will usually respond within 1 business day. If your impression is approved first time round, you can pack up your order and get it ready for collection. We'll arrange our couriers to collect it from you. If your impression is not approved first time round, you have a second chance with your spare set of impression putty to retake the impression and correct on the mistakes that you made in the first one. If by any chance your second attempt also fails, you can order more putty online on www.fangs.co.za. About 70% of our customers get their impression approved first time round, so the chances are in your favour. If you follow our guidelines, follow our instructions and this video, you should be good to go.